This is the year I turned 30, had the best year in my business so far. I've traveled the world, but I've cried more in the past 3 months of me being 30 than I did in all of my 20s combined. The first 6 months of 2026 have been an absolute mindfuck for me. I turned 30 and on social media, it looked like I suddenly got wiser. My business brought in the most it ever has. I have such an amazing team behind me. I am traveling the world with the love of my life and with my friends, but behind the scenes, I was drowning, not just in work, but also in imposter syndrome and this comparison trap. I was so busy in the day-to-day of creating content, of doing the busy work, that I rarely ever picked my head up out of the sand long enough to see everything that was happening outside of my comfort zone. By the time I noticed, winter and spring of this year were already gone, and I felt like I was so behind compared to other creators, compared to other people in my industry. I couldn't help but just continue comparing myself to everyone else. This creator goes viral on every video. That one just did $1 million launch. And then at the end of June, so very recently, I just came back from a 2-week vacation in Europe. And that trip is when it finally clicked in my head that I need a huge reset. Not because I was relaxed during that vacation, but because Cannes Lions happened while I was there. People call this event the Coachella for marketers. And that event cracked something open for me. There were opportunities everywhere. Yacht parties, stages to speak on, rooms full of famous people and executives, but only for the people who had the audacity to ask for them. I wasn't one of them because I had spent the months leading up to this event locked in my office, worrying about likes and follower counts, tending to this brand deal and that brand deal, and it felt like my head was on fire every day. Instead of preparing for this big event where who you know decides everything, it decides which rooms you end up in, it completely decides the experience that you have there. So needless to say, I wasn't doing any of those things, and I felt like I had an experience at Cannes Lions that a lot of people are not sharing on the very curated posts that you've been seeing from influencers who did attend. I came home from Cannes Lions knowing that something big had to change, not just because I showed up underprepared for Cannes Lions, but because for 6 months I had been so buried in busy work that I never did the strategic thinking that future me actually needed. I didn't have a system built for that type of thinking. I am finally building one. Now, 2 things that I want you to keep in mind as I share this system that I'm building for myself and that hopefully I can keep in mind as well. One is to shorten the horizon, because planning for a whole year is intimidating. And that is where a lot of New Year's resolutions fall short, right? You are planning for these lofty goals to stay in place for the next 12 months when in fact you should be planning for the next month, week, or even day ahead of you. And second is to treat the promises that you make to yourself as sacred, because that is a form of self-respect. More on that part later. So here's the system that I am running for the next 6 months to prepare myself for the best 2027 ahead. First, finally prioritizing my mornings and getting the gym out of the way early. Now, I have always been somebody who goes to the gym first thing in the morning, but in the past, I would wake up at 10, sometimes even 11 a.m. most weekdays because I work for myself. So I'm like, oh yeah, I run my own schedule. I can wake up whenever I want. But the issue with that is when you wake up late, you go to the gym late. But by the time I came home from the gym most days at 1, 2 p.m., most people on my team have already gotten their day started and I end up feeling behind. So then I end up having to pack the latter half of my day, usually 7, 8 p.m., catching up on work that I didn't do in the morning. So now I am finally trying to reverse all that. And the only reason I have been able to stick to waking up before 7 a.m. for the past, week and a half is because I came back from Europe super jet lagged and I was just might as well continue with it. And it's been 9-ish days of me waking up before 7 a.m. Second is dialing in my nutrition. In my 20s, I really only prioritized nutrition in the context of looking good. But now in my 30s, I'm realizing how important it is to eat to feel good. For me being a business owner, feel good means performance during my day. I cannot afford to be crashing and napping in the middle of the day anymore. And that comes down to feeding my body the right things and nourishing it from the inside out. Okay, the third part of this mid-year system reset is resetting my space. In my usual type B fashion, I can get pretty disorganized, especially when life gets hectic for me. And I can put up with that clutter for a long time too, admittedly. But this past weekend, Daniel and I committed to just one full afternoon of finally clearing out our bedroom. And it has made the biggest difference because that space, the bedroom, is the first place you wake up to every day. It is the last place you fall asleep to. And it really plays a huge role in setting the tone for each day. And again, each day I need to be able to perform and be at my best mentally as well. And that starts with your daily spaces. You know what they say, a cluttered desk is a cluttered mind. Next is scrolling less. And this one is always the first to go out the door because if you are a content creator like me, scrolling is kind of part of the job. But the one quote that I've encountered recently and that's really stuck in my head to make me immediately put the phone down is every second you spend scrolling on somebody else's dream life is a second that you are not building your own. And I read that a couple times over and I was like, damn, how many seconds have I been putting off building my own dream life? Next is daily learning. I first started picking up reading again to encourage myself just to scroll less. And I was convinced that people just pick up reading in their 20s and 30s just to feel good about themselves, not because they actually enjoy it. At first, it was really hard for me to stick with this every night and not have my mind wander in the middle of like reading a sentence on a page. But over time, I've really started to realize the benefits of like absorbing knowledge, even just the smallest amount every day, because it is actually a very relaxing process. And so now I read every night before going to bed, and it is a way better sleep aid than eating melatonin ever has been. And I used to be addicted to melatonin gummies. So read not just for like the sleep and relaxation benefits, but also to stretch your mind and challenge it to absorb information beyond just a short form video that you're going to scroll past. The next part of this mid-year system is a content strategy reset, courtesy of my content team, because for months leading up to the end of the first half of 2026, I was truly feeling so stuck and paralyzed with my content because I realized that I was trying to fit my old content into outdated content categories. I was constantly asking myself, oh, if I just create videos like I did, that popped off a couple months ago, that's how I can reset my growth and come back. When in fact, myself and my platform had grown and evolved in different ways. And so showing up in an old way was not serving my newer audiences. And so that's when I sat down with my content team and I was like, okay, we need to just start fresh. And we came back with a brand spanking new strategy. I am so excited to put it into place. It's mostly for Instagram, so be on the lookout for a new aesthetic. Drop it in the comments if you're watching this video and maybe I've already started rolling out this strategy and you notice that there's a change on my Instagram. Bottom line here is that your content is supposed to change and grow with you, and it's okay if you outgrow the things that no longer serve you. Now, as a side note here for my content girlies who might be going through the same thing, especially my LinkedIn content girlies, sometimes if you are feeling stuck with your content, you might not need like a full strategy refresh like I had. Sometimes you just need to revisit the foundation of your content. And that foundation means just showing up one day at a time, the mindset, refreshing old content and repurposing it. Dialing in any of these things will take you a very long way, especially on LinkedIn, where I find that consistency and solid content, like those fundamentals, matter more than any like fancy engagement tricks and tactics. So if you are just starting on LinkedIn and you're actively trying to grow on there, or you're maybe stuck and you want to start growing again on that platform, I created LinkedIn Creator Playbook to help you post, grow, and monetize your LinkedIn presence through things like brand deals, monetized content, speaking gigs, things like that, aka everything that I have learned from turning my LinkedIn content into a 7-figure business over the past 5 years, except I want you to pick up these things way faster than just 5 years. This course is meant to go through over the span of 9 weeks. If this sounds like something that you need for your LinkedIn presence, make sure you check out the link in the comments below if you want to join the waitlist for my next cohort that is opening up soon for LinkedIn Creator Playbook. Okay, the next part of this system is something I'm going to call F It Fridays. I did not coin this. I got this from Ketsia on my content team. This is something I haven't implemented implemented yet because it is kind of scary, but I am promising to myself I will. If you watched my reflection on Cannes Lions, the video that I posted to Instagram, I talked about how I realized that I wasn't ending up being invited into these rooms because I didn't have the audacity. I was just sitting around waiting for invites and opportunities to land in my lap, and they never did because I never had the audacity to ask for them. And that is something that I want to actively challenge myself to do every week. And what this will look like is maybe connecting with somebody who I would normally be way too nervous to connect to or talk to in real life through LinkedIn, sending them a DM just to connect with them so that at least they are in my orbit, and then maybe striking up a conversation. I know that this sounds really kind of like hypocritical for me to say that this is a challenge for me, because I do teach you how to use LinkedIn to reach out to opportunities and like reach the right decision makers in LinkedIn Creator Playbook. But the truth is, like, having the balls to do that, especially on LinkedIn, where it's a super professional platform, doesn't come naturally to anyone, especially not to me. And so I really have to actively work on it. And that is what Good Fridays will be for. And the last part of the system is scheduling in rest. I'm leaving this for last because it sounds the most fun, but honestly, I think it's the hardest one to commit to. Now, I have worked on enough vacations to know that you cannot pour from an empty cup. I've been on so many vacations where I'm just like, oh, like I'll just bring my laptop just in case, and I end up not unplugging at all, aka the past Euro summer trip that I just came back from. So for this part of the system, I am trying to commit to quarterly getaways where I will fully unplug as much as I can, even if it's just a small weekend getaway. Okay, so that is the whole system I am building for myself. I know there are a lot of parts. I am not going to sit here and pretend like if I follow through on all of those things, 6 months from now, I'm going to wake up as a completely different person, still pumped about doing all of these things, because the reality is motivation is a really hot guy. It is amazing when he shows up in your life, but you cannot build your life around him because motivation is a fickle bitch. The thing that I have learned is that you can set all the goals you want when you are feeling inspired, like I do right now. I am so pumped up for like achieving all of these things and this vision that I have for myself. But the real test is not the January 1st energy. It's not even like the July 1st energy, the December 31st energy. It is the energy that you bring to like February 17th when you don't feel like going to the gym in the morning. It is mid-September when you are tired and the scroll is calling your name and nobody's going to know if you skip the reading tonight. But the truth is, you probably will skip it sometimes. I know I definitely will have those off days, but what changes everything for once and for all is when you stop making promises to yourself because you're motivated and start making them because you respect yourself. When you start showing up for yourself like it's non-negotiable, not because you have to, but because you deserve it. If you're not keeping these promises to yourself, no one else will, and you don't deserve that, bestie. So all this is to say, as you are creating your own mid-year reset system, I'm here to warn you that some habits will fail, the motivation will dip, but if you build your systems and you protect them like they matter, because they do, you don't need motivation to show up most days. You just need to remember why you created this system for yourself in the first place on July 1st. What I am asking you to do from this video is to just pick one of these things. Just one. It doesn't need to be all of them, like not even 3 or 4 of them, but pick just one thing that made you go like, yeah, like I actually need that in my life too, Megan. Because starting from one thing is how real change really starts to happen and pick up momentum. And let's say if that one thing is, you know, consistently showing up on LinkedIn, for example, that's what LinkedIn Creator Playbook is for, and the link is in the description. Just start wherever feels right to you as soon as possible. The best time was yesterday. The next best time is today. And if you want to know if I end up sticking by all of these mid-year refresh goals, make sure you subscribe and stick around. I'll make sure to update you guys, and I will see you in the next video.